Welcome, everybody, to the Black Belt Barber Podcast, the first and only podcast about entrepreneurship for barbers and beauty professional. I'm Chico. I'm your host, and I have my beautiful wife here as my co-host. And today, before that, follow me on Instagram, Tico Invictus, and I have someone very special for us here today, our guest, Dary Anaya. She's a black belt barber.
Hello, Chico Preto.
She's our partner, and today, guys, she's gonna bring it to us so many insights about. We're gonna be talking about how what is the feeling to be a female barber. So, Dari, you were born, now you're here. What happened between? Can you share your story?
Well, I was born in Colombia, Bucaramanga. I'm proud to say that name every time I speak. And then I lived in Colombia for 17 years. Then I came here and I finished high school, the last year of high school. I started working. Whoa, hold on. Before I came from Colombia, I did cosmetology school, graduated there, and practiced a little, worked a little. So when I got here and I finished high school here, I also did my license as a cosmetologist. And until today, I'm 28. And this is the industry I work. But 5 years ago, I chose to go with you guys to work only with male clients, not with female, because I used to do hair coloring for females and waxing and other female services. But yeah, it's been 5 years, as you know.
Wow, you have a background of a hairstylist, right?
Yes.
What is the difference working with women's and guys and men's
Well,
for you?
well, first of all, as nature speaks, the men have a beard, and I like doing beard. So that's one of the things that caught my attention because I really like the skin treatment, the shape of the face, and I think that definitely gives a different side and personality when somebody shows their face and their beard is fixed. So that caught a lot of my attention. In the beginning, this is a secret story. I had a boyfriend who had a beard I didn't like. And it was because it was unshaped. It was not treated. And I was like, if he's gonna have it like that, I just don't want him to have it. But then that started calling my attention, and I started checking videos of beard and the shapes, the colors, the angles. Because once you see a beard from up front is one thing, but once you see the person from a profile, that changes. So I'm like, it's a 360 view what the beard offers to a man. And yeah, that caught my attention.
Lydia used to hate my beard when I used to let it grow when we met at first 3 months. And then once I shaved, and she said, no, I prefer you with the beard.
It's the makeup of men's face, the beard.
100%.
It completely changed their look.
Yes.
Now I like it.
So as a
Yes.
cosmetologist, a hairstylist, you work with a lot of women. So how was that transition for you? How was what made you only work with men's and leave the hairstyle behind, all your clients, female clients? How was that transition for you?
Well, it wasn't that difficult because everybody needs to be treated customer service wise, and they also need a good image. So I was doing that, and I keep doing that with females or with males. But the difference or the biggest transition was the fact that I was not spending 3 or 4 hours on a client, and now we spend 30 minutes to an hour in a full service of a guy, and that gives you a variety of work environment because every day you see a lot more clients. So before, you used to spend the whole day with 2, 3, or maximum of 4 clients because you do color, you have to wait for the process and all of that. Of course, many stylists do several colors at a time and all that, but I wanted to dedicate that to that special person who is my client, who is basically the main character for me when it comes to the work environment. And then it wasn't that difficult, but I had to make a lot of changes. And one of those changes was the chemical process, because I also do coloring. And coloring for females is completely different than color for men. And people may think that it's a lot easier, but no, it's a lot difficult. Because when it comes to the roots, and you touch those roots, you need to take care of them more than when you do a color for a girl who is not usually doing bleach on her roots or doing heavy processing on her roots. So that chemically changed a lot, and I had to learn throughout the time, because even though I had experience with females, once I started doing the guys, it was a whole explosion. And it is a very difficult thing because when you affect the skin and the scalp of the person, it becomes a liability if you don't know how to do it. It burns, it hurts for most of them, but the result is beautiful at the end. So you need to go throughout the process with that.
Since you're dedicating more time now with the barbering side of your life, so you're missing the other side, like working with with females?
Yeah, I miss it, but I sometimes do my family, and sometimes I do Ligi as her. So that kind of gives me the balance, because it's not that I stop wanting to do female's hair, is that I prefer to do other types. And it's not because it's easier. It's a lot more difficult. It's a lot more detail. But what I mean is about doing girls' hair, colored, cuts, and all of that is the length and the ability of me having a big canvas to work with. So blow drying long hairs, that I miss. Incredibly, I miss doing big curls or doing big pieces of coloring throughout. To have that canvas, that I miss from females.
You can blow dry my hair. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you do it.
Yeah.
And curls.
Is it easier to work with guys?
It is
Than with
easy to.
girls?
It is the same. I mean, when you work to serve them, you understand that you're not only treating their hair, you're treating their lives. And that means that I need to teach them how to understand their own hair. Like when I go to a doctor, I want him to explain to me how my body works. And then when they come to me, the hair doctor, I want to explain to them how their hair works. And I want to explain to them why they need to use this, why they should not do this, temperature, and many, many other details that we go through hair. So once you explain that to the client, either as a female or a male, it's well educated, and they would be good clients because you're treating them as they are coming to ask you for.
There is a misconception about hairstylists making more money than barbers.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say about money-wise doing female or doing male clients?
I don't think there is a difference, because you don't really work for the money, even though you get paid for it. But once you focus on the professional aspect, once you are fully introduced to be professional and to treat people right, the money will come. And the money came when I was doing females, and the money is coming when I'm doing only males. And actually it's grown a lot more, because I've grown a lot more into the profession. But it does not make a difference money-wise. It does not.
So you'd say that barbers and hairdressers can make the same amount of money regardless if they treat male or female,
Yes.
as long as they
Yeah, definitely.
are professionals.
Correct, because everybody washes their hair. Everybody comes and gets retouch. Everybody comes for parties. Everybody comes for special occasions. So it doesn't matter if it's a male or a female. They all get treated, and they all want to look good.
The guys come more often, right? Like
They do.
every other week, and the
They do.
ladies they come every 3 months, 2 months, depending what they're gonna do.
Some girls will blow dry their hair every week.
Every week.
But it depends on the hair, right? But it could begin from $40 to $80 price per weekend. but it also takes you more than an hour.
Yes.
So if you do those numbers, it really is the same as doing a male haircut every week, but it only takes you 30 minutes.
You understand so much. That's why you're a black belt barber. I have a background in as a hairstylist too, cosmetology, and I had to make the same transition. I used to do unisex, that's called calls, but I had more women than guys. And I said, you know what? In 2010 was it? Now it's time to be a barber, and that's what I love to do. And in talking to the guys, and I felt like the clients, the male clients, they were less picky,
Yeah.
less picky in a way. And as a man, I could like talk whatever men's like to talk. You know, that's one of the biggest reasons I switch. And for you, what was the biggest challenge you faced in become a barber? To
Machismo.
make that transition.
That machismo.
What is that machismo?
Machismo is the ego male pride of being touched by a female. And when all of their lives have been a male barber for them, and then they try to do that transition, they think they're not going to do it right. But also, sometimes they had bad experiences at other places with girls that didn't cut their hair the way they wanted them. And I completely understand them, because nobody wants to go back wherever they were not. And they feel like going to another girl, they're going to the same place. But I also think that when you are a female, you're not defined by your sex. You're defined by, not your sex, your gender. That's what I meant. You're not defined by your gender. You're defined for how professional you are. So yes, it was difficult. It was challenging, because there will be guys with machismo that will come and be like, I don't want to cut, like, put me with anybody but with her. And oh no, I don't want a girl to cut my hair. What is a girl doing that? What is a girl doing here if there's a barber shop? Like, comments like that can be difficult, but in my personal opinion, they were a push for me to go even further. So I've seen other female barbers come, cry, and just say, no, I don't want to do this anymore, because they cannot handle it. But I think everybody in a professional aspect should be strong enough to receive those comments and to turn them into a good thing. So that was the most difficult part about treating males and females when it comes to
I
their
remember
perspective.
situations. I was the front desk when Dary started, that I would say, yes, I have a barber available for you. Dary will cut your hair. And they're like, you don't have another barber?
They had a
Do you have
very
a male barber? They would be so like resistant to go with you in the beginning. And we definitely saw female barbers that couldn't handle that pressure. And you handle pretty well, because you proved to them, I'm a female, but I can cut your hair really well.
Yes. And we had barbers throughout the time in Invictus where they started like last month, and they were beginners, they learned how to cut hair in less than a year ago, and they've been in the shop for less than a month, but their clientele grows so much faster than my clientele did. But some of them quitted in the profession, and some of those barbers that maybe grew faster, they also just left faster. But I feel that my clientele has become more and more loyal, because what I did to them was not a haircut. What I did to them was a service that changed the way they think, the way they look,
feel.
the way they go home and check into a real life situation. With that, I meant they come, I do a service, I have a conversation, a real, how do you call it? A real
Meaningful conversation?
meaningful conversation. And I also, because it's my job to do the right haircut, to do the haircut that as they wanted, they go back home and their wives are waiting for them. Their families are waiting for them. And it's my job not to change only the hairstyle or to do a good hairstyle, but also to make them be better persons when they go back home or go back to work. And with that, I want to say that when they come, they're not only searching for a good haircut, they're searching for a good person to cut their hair.
Dary, guys, Dary is working with us since 2017, right?
17. Since we got married.
She was one of our first barbers, our partner. You helped us so much to grow our business, and I saw, and I was there. I was there learning with you, but also seeing the struggles you've been through since the beginning. Like Lydia was saying, she was seeing the guy didn't want to cut with you. What was the secret so you keep your clients in your chain, come back over and over again?
Secret.
What do you have to? What do you have done?
Well, it may sound cliche, but it's God. It's God that supports everything I do. It's God that gives me the strength to go forward and to not give up, even though I don't feel good, because nobody likes uncomfortable situations and an uncomfortable place to work. But once you have God on your side, once you choose that you want to be with God throughout that path, those things happen and you only see purpose. You don't see failure. You see a goal. You don't really see the bad words that come out of people's mouth and through the process. So, yep, that's my secret, and it's not a big secret, but that's basically, yeah, that's what I could say.
On top of the same topic, do you ever been like embarrassed or by a client, like they trying to flirting with you or disrespecting you somehow?
No,
asking you out?
Not now, but yes, before. No, here
when
at
before?
Invictus. It's because, as most of our clients know, our co-worker Louis is my husband. So he has given me a big comfortable area to speak the way I am. But before him, if I would speak to my clients the way I am, like, you look really good, your view looks good, your hair is like, you have good hair, you have good eyes,
that, right?
They can misunderstand that I treat them like I admire their features in their face and their hair, and those comments tend to become conflicted within, they misunderstand. They think I'm trying to flirt with them. But having my husband right next to me gives me the support to tell them that without them thinking, that she wants something else with me. But before that, there were people that would come and do it. And then as a barber, I started wearing an engagement ring to make them believe that I had, that I was engaged. And I was engaged, but I was not engaged to a man. I was compromised to other things. But I was showing them that like, they cannot invite me out and they cannot do that.
For whoever are listening or watching us, so if that uncomfortable situation comes up, right? So someone flirting with you at the shop, what do you would do? How would be your reaction?
Oh, we have to create a situation. Let me see.
Hey, Dary, I liked you. Let's hang out. Let's have a dinner.
It's not like that. You're so bad at flirting.
I am bad.
Really bad. But they would be like, oh, they will ask you, what are you doing after work? They would ask that question, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to church. So that would kill them. But yeah, and then in the beginning, when we were not married, there was a guy who asked me, like I don't know, give me your number and things like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll give you my number. And then I kept going in the situation, but my husband, who was not my husband yet, he was listening to it and he was laughing. And I was like, so where are we going? And then he's like, well, I could take you to this place. I'm like, okay, let me just ask my boyfriend. And we all three got to dinner, and he was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And he was like, I'm sorry, man. And then my husband was like, it's fine. But it's just to make a situation like that comic. And actually, I have clients that think that I'm flirting with them, and then I'm like, this is my husband, right? And then they become even better clients because through a funny situation, through a funny moment, it's like we created a friendship through that.
I believe you transmit that with all professionalism and the way you dress. All this, it's a big thing. They see you different. They see you as a professional, and they respect you because of that too, right?
Yes, I think it's a combination of everything. The way you talk to them, the way you dress, the way you approach them, it all sends them a message. I'm your barber. I'm not available for a night out or something, a date. I think this is so important. And one thing we have at our barbershop is that we have these dress code where the front desk, the assistants, we all, dress in a way to not create
expectations.
Yeah, because the way you dress could attract clients that won't respect the girls, and we want to make sure they are respected. So for sure, the way you dress influence, especially you do beard, and then you have to get really close to their face. Depending on how you're dressing could be a little conflicting. And especially because a lot of guys that go there, they might be married, they might have a girlfriend. We don't want their girlfriend to say, don't go there anymore because they see you're having a female barber and look how she's dressing. They can be jealous and it could create a conflict. So.
And yes, many significant others will come with their husband or with, boyfriend, and they will come to check who are they cutting with.
Yes.
And they come for the first time and they never come anymore because they trust you. True. Now they trust you. I've seen many.
A situation we had a young client. He should be around 20, 22. And when his girlfriend found out that we had an assistant, a female, washing his hair, she would come with him all the time, and then she would sit by him at the shampoo station.
She would stand by him,
watching him wash his hair, and then after he washes his hair and go to his barber, which wasn't you, was a guy, then she would leave. She was really uncomfortable with the fact that it was a female washing his hair. And we had a situation where the client said, so it was a couple, 2 guys, and one guy said, no, you're not washing your hair. You're not washing your hair. It's like, why not? Let me wash my hair. No, you're not washing your hair. They were kind of fighting about it.
Yeah.
It was a little uncomfortable.
And imagine, I am touching their face. Sometimes I am touching their lips.
Yep.
And I'm going into their ears. I'm going into their eyebrows. I'm massaging them. So it's a whole situation. And I completely understand the girls. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go with my husband to a place to check who's treating him or not, because that is in his hands, But I understand when they come and I'm like, this person is doing a service where they're touching my significant other all around, and then what's happening. But when they come and they see me and I have a conversation with them, because I don't ignore the girlfriends. I go and then I'm like, what's your name? What do you do? How do you want me to cut his hair? I'll tell them, you're the commander. Tell me how you want me to cut their hair. At the end, I don't do what they say. I do what the guys say. But I try to transmit the trust to them. And then once they come, they never come back with them. They just come alone and they get the service, and it's fine.
You and your husband work together. Dary Anaya and Luis Estebanez, now is Luisito. On Instagram, right?
Luisinho.
You guys, I like the way you guys work together because you guys not jealous of each other, and you guys understand your role as, okay, inside there, you are a partner, he's a partner, like a collaborator, and outside you guys also a husband and wife, and then you separate things well.
Correct.
So how is work with your husband?
Oh, it's a lot easier than people think. In the beginning, people would be like, are you crazy? You're going to work with your husband? Or they would be like, how is it working with your wife? Oh, she's controlling you all the time. But we have learned that once we start our shift, he is at his work, at his job, and then I'm in my job, we have individuality in that situation, and it is a blessing to be with him at work because, as I say, he is my support on the side if I need it because it's reachable. It's not like I have to call my husband, here, this guy say this guy did this guy offended me, or any other situation. Also, it's good because we get to spend breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. So that creates a better quality time for us too. So working together made our relationship work better. I don't have to wait for him to respond for a text. I get
You just shout, right? Eloise!
Not really. But he does, like, if I'm feeling uncomfortable, I don't have to tell him I'm feeling uncomfortable. I don't have to send him a text about being uncomfortable, or I don't know, I need to go and buy something. I don't have to text him about those type of things. It's just automated. But also keeping our distance. And actually, if you see, we keep a chair distance. We don't really work right next to each other. We keep a chair distance to help that. And then to help his clients relieve that, like, his wife is listening to our situation. And I don't want that.
So definitely helped us as the barbershop owner to lead you guys, because you understand that whenever it times to come to talk to you to improvements and all that, so it's easier. He don't jump in and start and defend you. You can defend yourself.
Completely.
So it definitely helped us so much.
Correct. I've done it before, and I don't need him to come and defend me. We haven't gone through a situation like aggravated or anything like that, but I know how to put clients in place by that sense. Not by being disrespectful, but make them understand that I'm in a professional environment, that this is how we do it, this is why we do it, and yeah, it's good.
Let me see if you have any suggestion on this. I know you work at a barbershop, you work at Invictus, your husband work as a barber there, you a couple. But there's many times that me and Lydia talking to other barbershop owners, but their wife are thinking to help them and jump in and do what Lydia does. What are your suggestions, like in the bird view? What do you suggest the wife do to work with the husband? Okay, so I'm talking about being the owner of the shop and the wife jump in and help with the administration or all the other stuff. Do you suggest something like as a wife
in a couple relationship?
Couple relationship.
Okay. Well, we in marriage are created to work together for life, right? So we will always work together for life. But each of us have talents, gifts, and everybody should understand what their gifts and what the purpose of those gifts is. So I see you guys as an example because you have understand that you have a physical job to do and that you want to do it better every time. And then she's here helping you.
The whole administration stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
But also helping you develop that talent that you have. But also you're helping her develop her best talents. So she is good with planning. She is good with organizing. She's good with finances. And you'll help her because of your physical job, right? So you complement each other. So my recommendation or my suggestion for other couples that want to work in a barber environment as a professional level is understand what's their talent and work on that so they can grow together, because they cannot copy the same thing other owners are doing, but they can identify their own, and that's what makes them special and grow within deep roots. Not because they see another couple and they want to do the same. That type of tree does not work because it doesn't have the roots. So planting that tree will be finding the right path they take as gifted and as talented as they are.
Great answer. I see those many wives can help the husband as a barber if they open a barber shop or not. I see that there's a lot of wives that can help they grow, because Lydia helped me a lot, so much. She helped me grow so much. Without her, I couldn't do it. I was cutting hair behind the chair and this whole thing going on, and she organized everything for me and
It's
does all the.
great.
But I don't think people should take our example, because
No,
some
yeah.
couples cannot work together. Or
But like
what
she's
if
saying,
I want to work with something else? I can still support you, but not be in the business like I am,
Correct,
right?
correct. Lydia is very involved because she took your dream as her own. But I say in the beginning, we couples are like marriage couples. We are meant to work forever, and if couples cannot work together in a professional level, also their relationship is failing at some point, because we are meant to grow together, to build a home, to build a family together, and also a business together. So in a sense, they can come into their professional. Let's put an example. We have a barber and then we have a dentist. How can a dentist help the barber? It's not going to be. It's not their envision. That's why I say the talent, their gift. If they complement each other in a professional level, good. But if they're not, they
Don't, that's
cannot try
okay
to
too.
copy. They should not try to copy other examples
Yes.
of people whose talents had complemented.
Yes. And they can still have the dentist can still be a dentist and the barber can still be a barber, but they can just support but not work together. Like, I
Yes.
support you. What do you want to do? I'll be here for you. Do you
Mhm.
need help with something? But not working together. Working together is
the
not
same-
for everybody.
Yeah, in the same building, for saying.
Yes.
Mhm.
How old were you 5 years ago?
23.
So 23. I saw how much you have growth. I saw everything you've been through those 5 years working with us, right? And now you are a black belt barber. Black belt barber, guys, is a barber with a high performance, meaning that you make 6 figures per year. You have a list of clients waiting for you. You don't have like bad reviews, and what else?
You know how to cut any hair type.
Any hair type. So you just unbelievable. And you're a great salesperson. So what did you make different? What did you make different in how do I ask this question?
How can you achieve those results? What do you
Yeah.
think is the main reason why you were able to do that? Compared, you see, we are in a team. We have other people working. Why your results are much better than your coworkers? What do you do differently?
I speak with honesty.
Actually, you have the highest paycheck too. So
And as I say, I don't go after the money. The money comes as a result. But the first thing I do is speak to my clients with honesty, being persistent, because in this type of job, many people quit as long as they don't see results. So being persistent is a very important to make those 6
do you say?
figures.
figures. Because I don't even feel when I make them. I just honestly do what I love. I try to make it better and better every day, but I'm persistent with making it better and better. So honesty and persistence.
I'm so grateful to have you with us over there. Always, I'm happy with you guys. You and Luis, you've been a tremendous. I always forget the words. Help, and as a friend, as a co-workers, I just have to thank you guys for everything. But in a way, females. Do you think females have a space in our industry?
Oh, a lot of space. I mean, I'm open arms to see more girls doing what we do, because we have softer hands. No, but because we are naturally moved to details. We girls are naturally moved to details. And then when you ask me the question about females and males, and I say the only most difficult part is that males have a lot more details, and I think I can accomplish them not better, but I can accomplish them as they want them to be, because I'm not trying to compete with the men. I'm not trying to make more money, and I'm not trying to make a better haircut per se, but I'm trying to do the best I can do, and my hands are here, and these are the best tools. Um, to these are the best tools to, to grow as a female barber. So I think everybody who has these soft hands is welcome to do it. It is not easy, but no profession is easy. Nothing that you want to accomplish, like your big goals in life, should be easy. If they're easy, they're not worth it. But yes, we should have more female barbers in this industry.
Yeah, it is approximately less than 26% of females barbing in our industry.
Correct.
There's a tremendous possibilities and opportunity from now on to 2029. More doors will be open, and I think the ladies should be taking advantage of that.
Yes.
If someone are thinking, like a woman, are thinking to start as a barber, what would be your suggestion or tip or advice?
Prepare technically and professionally. Technically in a matter of they know what they're doing. And let me see for a girl that's starting today. Let me see what I did when I started it. Yeah, prepare professionally and commit to their dream. Commit to their dream in the fact that nobody's going to move them from that place. Like, no comments, no situation will move them from that place. Yes.
Did you feel fear when you did that transition, only work with guys?
Yes.
At the beginning?
I think changes come with that feeling. Yes, definitely yes. But I trusted that it was going to be right, because it was like I had the talent. Why not? Like, I had the potential. Why not? Mm-hmm.
Wow. Guys, you heard Dary. She's our black belt barber. Dary, again, thank you very much for coming. It was amazing answers. And that definitely will help a lot of people that are watching us. Again, thank you again to come to the Black Belt Barber Podcast and share a little bit of this other side, the woman's side of being a barber. And do you like to leave here your Instagram or anything that people can contact you and see who you are and what you do?
So my professional Instagram is Dary.Invictus, and my personal Instagram is Dary.Anaya. It's pretty easy. Both of them are pretty easy. I'm working on making my social media better. It has become one of my most difficult tasks because I work a lot of hours, but not making an excuse. I need to work on them better, and yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Guys, follow me too, Chick Invictus on Instagram, and thank you for watching. Go ahead and give a comment. That way we can reach out a lot of more people and help them also as well. And again, this podcast is sponsored by Invictus Podcast Studios. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Invictus.